Yes, Etsy family, hope you guys are well. Guys, today I'm doing a fantastic Etsy store review so you can get some ideas, tips, strategies, how you can improve your own stores right now. But guys, check behind me. You can see my community. I've got a new community out there for Etsy sellers, asking lots of questions, talking to each other, lots of commentary. So if you want to join the community and get a chance to actually have a store review yourself, do come over, check the link below and come and join us. Absolutely free. Have a look. And yeah, have a look and see what I want. But yes, anyways, let's get on to this, right? So, this is the store that I'm going to be reviewing today, right? So you can see that it's called Chic Fabrique Design. I do like the name. You can see that the banner is got some wall art. So you got, this is how you have to imagine. Sometimes as an Etsy seller, it's hard to assess your own store, especially when you've been working on it for a while and you need other eyes just to kind of have a look and check. And listen, guys, everybody needs that little bit of help and a little bit of like tips and advice on their stores. Everybody's always learning. Everybody's always needing to improve. So it's absolutely fantastic that everybody should be able to help each other. And in this case, this is some tips that I believe will really help elevate the sales. So look, when you look at your own store and you look at the banner is telling you literally what the seller does. So if I'm looking at the banner, then I'm expecting the store to be wall art related, right? Because that makes sense because that's what it looks like. I do like the tones, I like the colors, I like the mock-ups for the banner, really nice. I do like the name, and you can see that Chic Fabrique Design. You've got the shop icon that relates to the name, and the name is cool. And it's about clarity. So as I come down, obviously you got information, a little bit more information about the store. Now, what I probably would like to see a bit more is a bit more focus already. I can feel like I need a bit of focus. So when I'm looking at the banner, I'm feeling like it's this wall art related store, right? Because there's nothing else except for like wall art. So when I come down to the listing, I'm probably going to expect to see just wall art. But obviously, there's a little bit more than that. So there's more to it. So, whatever you're selling, or you need to reflect it in the store design, the branding, right? The banner. So let's have a look. So coming down, you can see there's been a few sales. And I'm coming down to look at the reading a little bit of information here. Welcome to my store and so on. Okay, nice. But there seems to be a lot of things selling, right? There's a lot of things being sold, from wall art to affirmation cards, mugs to frame TV art. So look, my advice is always this: I always like to stick to a niche, to work on it, know it, sell it, own it. Because Etsy can be quite difficult anyway, learning new things, because people think that just if you sell one thing like a t-shirt design and then you go and sell a mug, it's going to be similar. No, there's a lot of things to actually learn from this. So let's continue with this. So looking on the side, you can see there's quite a few things being sold, different things, like I said, from wall art printables to affirmation cards. I think it's always a good thing to try to stick to one particular product. So if it's wall art, then wall arts, right? And what I would probably tend to do is, I can see here there are 91 listings. I would probably tend to work on and have about 100 listings in one particular product, so I'd stick to one product and just work on that, because then you really understand it. And it does take time to understand it, whether it be the mock-ups, whether it be the kind of keywords that are, the good keywords in that niche, in that particular sub niche, remember, so I would definitely not do various products at the beginning. I would stick to one niche, one product. It just makes life easier. But obviously, making sure that you've done, your research beforehand, making sure that that niche works, right? So, in continuing with this, yeah, like I said, there's various things. I like the tones. The tones are nice. You got the pink tones that are running through the store, so you can see that, looking at the colors and the tones, that is from the same store. You feel it, right? The only thing I would say is there are lots of different products, and I'd probably tend to try to keep it to, especially at the beginning, when you're like looking at 100 or less than 100, then keep to one product, know it, own it. There's different types of things. You got affirmation cards, you got wall art, you got this personalized royal print portrait. This looks very interesting. I'm going to come back to that. Yeah, and there's various pages, but I do see there's really good feedback on the store. So obviously the seller's doing really well with regards to making sure that the customer's happy, which is very important, guys. You really need to make sure you're responsive You're giving that customer, making sure that they feel welcome, they feel like they can come back and buy more. And the reason why I say it's always good and interesting to try and keep to a niche, especially because, when you're talking to a customer, let's say, or you're replying, then, they would want to come back to you, especially if they're happy with the service, right? And so if you've sold them a wall art, let's say, they'll probably come back for another wall art. But if you're selling too many different things and you're not selling enough wall arts, you might not get the sale because they might not see the wall art they want. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, let's have a look. So what I would also tend to do is I'll tend to look at the pricing. So I like the fact that all of them are on sale. I believe that you need to make sure that your products are on sale. Competitive pricing is very important. What I'd probably tend to do is I'd probably choose something and do a comparison of a price as well. But I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to do something first, right? So stay with me, right? Stay with me. So like I said, if I was to work on this, I'd probably try to be more clarity in one type of product. That would be my tip. The other thing, I would add something with regards to some kind of discount. So I think what works sometimes on a banner, if you add some kind of, discount for people to come back and buy more with a percentage off, and also to have that here in the writing here as well. That does work and it does help. Okay. So what I would tend to do is, and like I said, guys, you got to use EVERBEE. Check the link in my description where it actually helps you analyze your own store, not let alone other listings, but to analyze your own store. And what I tend to do is this. So if I was looking at a store and I can see many different items, I'd probably like to see what is working, right? And the way you know what's working is what's selling, essentially, right? So I'm looking at the 91 listings, and immediately probably the top one is personalized. I'm not actually surprised, and I did have a full idea that this one is going to be a good one. It's a 2-month-old listing and it's already making sales, which is a really positive sign. And this is something that I kind of had an idea with this one, right? And the reason why is because there is a demand. I know there's a demand for these kind of personalized portraits, right? I think there could be some, looking at using EVERBEE, like I said, I'm looking at, it's only a 2-month-old listing, by the way, but it's making some sales, right, already. And I believe that there's still room to improve this one. The conversion is 0.62. I think there are some, let me just have a look at some of the tags. I think there's some very good tags here I can see already, from raw portrait and so on, with some good. And I think there are also some more good opportunities in here to increase some of the tags. Definitely, I can definitely see that there would be. So definitely look at some more keywords. Let me just very quickly look at the actual listing itself, because I do like this listing and I do think it has some great potential actually. Looking at this, yep. I mean, if sometimes you could actually, through what you're doing, is you find something that works, and then what you start doing is you start, if you like, doubling down on it. Start focusing on that, knowing it, working on it, improving it, duplicating it, and having. So for me, if this is working, right, and I can see it's already starting to work, which is a very good sign. I can see that there are good keywords. Other opportunities here, I can see, look, personalized, look, winner, gift, winner, custom, winner. These are really important words. Birthday gift as well as there. Possibly also think about using it for certain times of the year. I think there's probably an opportunity for Mother's Day, which happened recently. Having Mother's Day also probably would have also helped elevate it. So utilizing times of the year sometimes does help. Christmas coming up, Christmas gift, that kind of thing. But I really like the listing. Let's have a look. Yeah, very nice. Showing you exactly what you're going to get. Look, in 14 baskets, right? Choose from 12 portraits. Really nice. Also different styles. I like this a lot. Add your personalization. And look, some fantastic reviews. So there's some really, really cool positives here, because I think there's something here that is really positive. And what I would do is further, this is how I would do my research. I would start looking at other listings in this, in your niche. And this is what I like to do, is look and compare how other listings are that are making money. So I'll probably go down, because, I'll probably get similar results down here. Yep, got your similar results. I'll click here. And then what you'd get is, here's another one, right? Now, this is another seller, obviously, but I'm looking at the keywords. Yep, like I said, look, Mother's Day gift. They utilize that Mother's Day gift. So that's interesting. I would tend to see and try to focus on what their mock-ups look like. So can you see this one? This seems to be, now I'm guessing this is selling, maybe selling a bit better. So what I'll do is I'll look at this and I'll compare it to the main image. What I would tend to do is I would probably tend to have a picture and to show how it transforms into this image. Because just looking at this, for me initially, I can tell that this would be a really, really good main image, right, to show. Because look at this, look at the information. It shows you a picture, it shows you digital download, it says ready in 24 hours, which is a really also good way of helping get the sale, and it shows you what it transforms into. Fabulous. Now, I'm sure this is making some decent sales. Let's have a look at this anyway. But the other ones I've seen, so study other sellers that are doing well. And how I would study is I would look at the mock-ups. Firstly, just verify that it's making some money, right? Let's verify first. So yeah, 2-month-old listing, also 465. So look, there is something in this because it's made quite a few sales, and it looks like this one's going to probably grow. So I would analyze this one. I'd probably look at ones that are making $500,000, that kind of figure. I would look at their pricing. So in this case, you got $27. I'd also try and see how many probably reviews this has got. And again, this shop is quite recent, by the way. This is a recent shop, this other one. So comparison of a recent shop, 25 sales. This one's got 8 reviews for this particular listing. So recent, so it's actually a decent comparison in terms of listing weight. So this one's 16.32. I'll look at the price. And this one's $7. This one's actually cheaper, This one's cheaper. And again, when we come down to, yeah, this one's cheaper. So you've gone cheaper, actually. So, looking at this, I mean, there is some leeway. There's a big difference, a big, gap in terms of price. I would start looking a little bit more into the pricing, right? And there may be some way of I'll probably increase the price, to be honest. But I'd look at a few in the same sort of newish listing, 1-2-month-old listings, quite recent, that have made similar amount of sales. But I would look at ones that are sort of making a little bit of cash as well. So look, yours is cheaper, so that's good, but possibly maybe too cheap. I'll probably raise the price. But let's analyze a little bit further. This one's making almost $500. Again, it's on a sale like yours. 2-month-old listing, 2.34 conversion. And then what I'll do is I would look at some of these keywords. Now I can see, looking at these words, you have similar words, but see anything maybe that you're missing that has a good that is unsaturated, that you think you could include as well. I think there's some definite good things that you could do there. So come back to yours. I think this is like I said, personally, I would definitely start focusing on one of the items that is working. And this is a recent listing that is definitely working. So I think, so like I said, so if I was to look at the thing that's working, and this shows me everything because it's probably one of the most recent listings, and it's making the most in the store. So I'd probably start focusing on this, start looking at the mock-ups, maybe start looking at some of the mock-ups, especially the main image, try to do it in a sort of similar fashion to the ones that are working and making the most money, that kind of thing, like from picture to actual image, the portrait style, and start studying the mock-ups from your competitors, and also the pricing, And the thing is, what you can do with this is you can expand further, because this style, by the way, this style works fantastically well with pets as well. I know this from experience. It actually sells really well for pets. So there is a lot of Renaissance cat, Renaissance dog. There's a lot of room for expansion, by the way, for this particular niche. So I do think there's a lot of potential in this, and I think it can grow. So my own advice is, if you can, focus on one item, because it will take a lot of time and it will take a lot of your focus anyway, rather than spreading yourself thin and possibly be known for a certain type of niche as well. Work on it, focus on it, own it, and make money from it. I think that's the way to actually go. But like I said, those are some of the tips I hope that you will benefit from. And like I said, if you need a store review, then come over to the community, join my community, and get a chance to have a store review. Guys, take care, and I'll see you on the next one.